Hey there, Aurelie here from withhisgifts.com. Welcome and thank you for stopping by. Today I have another video tutorial for you and we're going to create this lovely card. The stamp sets we're using today are Butterfly Basics, First Sight, Flower Shop, Petite Petals. Then I also have a stamp set here that was part of the April paper pumpkin, and my apologies, it is not available. What we're using out of this stamp set is the happy birthday sentiment, and that is because I am notorious for waiting to the very last minute to stamp my sentiment, and the sentiment that I had planned for this card didn't work because there was not enough room here. So that's why I ended up with that. So you can find a sentiment that you have that works, and as long as you plan it out, it should be fine. Our ink colors today are Pool Party, Sahara Sand, and Crumb Cake. For our paper, I have my card base here and Crumb Cake cut at 8.5 by 5.5 and scored at 4 1/4. I have a layer of the Very Vanilla cut at 5 3/8 by 4 1/8. Another piece of the Crumb Cake, my second layer, cut at 4 1/8 by 2 3/8, and then a Very Vanilla cut at 3 7/8 by 2 5/8. Then I have a scrap piece of Very Vanilla and a scrap piece of Pool Party. Some of the other supplies that we're going to use, I have some linen thread here, about 18 inches. About 20 inches of white seam binding, 6 inches of the Venetian crochet trim. I'm also going to be using my snail adhesive and my Stampin' spritzer. Now, the Venetian crochet trim has been retired. It retired effective May 31st. So my apologies for using it in this video. However, there is a new lace trim in the new catalog that is as lovely, if not lovelier. I ordered it yesterday and it's on its way to me, but I'll show you in the new catalog because I can show it to you now. Right here, I don't know if you can see that, or if you're one of my customers, you should have gotten your catalog in the mail already. If not, let me know and I'll make sure to get one to you. But this is what it looks like. And this is a perfect substitute for our project today. And then the seam binding is also retired. I know, I'm sorry. But there is some stitch satin ribbon in the Pool Party that will be, that is available in the new catalog and is a perfect substitute for this because we're going to dye this in Pool Party. So that is a good substitute. Oh yeah, I almost forgot. I will be using my Tim Holtz paper distresser today because, yeah, what's paper if it's not distressed, right? That's what I say. Okay, so let's get stamping. I'm going to go ahead and get started with my Very Vanilla layer that is cut at 5 3/8 by 4 1/8. And I am going to be using this honeycomb stamp from the Butterfly Basics, and we are going to stamp that in the Sahara Sand. So we're just going to create a background and stamp this all over. This is a good go-to when you want to create a background. So creates texture and dimension. So yeah, there is what she looks like after the first step. Next thing I'm going to grab is the Pool Party ink pad. Then I am going to grab my First Sight stamp set, and I'm going to use this little flourish here. And we are going to stamp that in the Pool Party, again covering the entire card front. Okay, so that's what it looks like after stamping it. Now, in order to distress this a little bit, I'm going to take my spritzer that is filled with water, and I'm just going to lightly spray the front to kind of tone down the colors and give it a little aged look. And I'm going to go ahead and apply some heat to it so we can dry it. Okay, Okay, so that's what it looks like after that step. There is a little bit of warping, which is common when you're using water and heat on a piece of paper, but that's fine. So the next step, I'm going to grab my little distresser. Remember, you can use some scissors for this step, or you can leave this step out altogether, but just going to go through and distress my edges a little bit. Okay, so there's that. This part is done. I'm going to set it aside. Then I'm going to go ahead and grab my other piece of vanilla, or very vanilla, that is cut at 3 7/8 by 2 3/8. And I'm going to grab the Sahara Sand and my honeycomb stamp from the Butterfly Basics. So again, this one from the Butterfly Basics. And I'm just going to stamp the front. There we go. I'm also going to apply water and heat to this piece here. So just lightly, like so. Okay, and then I'm also going to distress the edges with my little tool here. Okay, so that is also done. I'm going to go ahead and grab my crumb cake layer that is cut at 4 1/8 by 2 7/8. And all I'm doing to this is just distressing my edges. So getting our layers ready so that we can put together our card. Okay, and that is done, and we'll set that aside, and I'm done with my distress tool. So the next thing I'm going to grab is the scrap piece of the Very Vanilla, and I am going to start with my flower shop, and I am going to stamp 2 of these flowers here. So in the pool party, it's already mounted. Okay, so I have my stamp, my ink. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead, stamp like that. And another one. And then I'm going to grab the petite petals, and I'm going to stamp 1 in the pool party of this one here. So grab my stamp here and stamp it. Oh, that's okay. I got a little bit happy, but we're punching it out, so it doesn't matter. So now I'm going to grab my Pansy punch for the larger flowers, and I'm going to go ahead and punch those out like so. And then my petite petals punch for the smaller one. Okay, so then I'm also going to spritz the flowers with a little bit of water, and then put some heat on there. I'm going to go ahead and get my piercing mat, and I'm going to grab my little gel pen here, just because of the roundness of the tip, and I'm going to turn my flowers over and break down the fibers. So I'm pressing down on each of the petals, just like that. Okay. And then I'll do the same for the little one. Then I'm going to flip it over and just push down on the center of each of those. Next, I'm going to grab some glossy accents. And I'm going to take one of the larger ones from the flower shop. I'm going to get some of my glossy accents right in the middle there. I am going to set this right on top, offsetting it a little bit. And pinching. And then some more glossy accent on top. And get my little itty bitty petite flower. Just like that. And then I'm gonna just let that dry before I start manipulating it. So I will let that dry. All right, so we're moving right along. The next thing that I want to do is put some color on this. And for that, I'm gonna move this out of the way. Get my little craft sheet. I am going to grab my Pool Party. And then I am just going to apply some of that color right onto my craft sheet. Like that. Next, I am going to take my spritzer and then I'm going to create a pool with the Pool Party. So I'm spraying it so that all of the ink that I applied to my craft sheet is mixed with water. Like so. Then I'm going to take my plain old white seam binding and sop up all that yummy color, like so. Okay. And then I'm gonna pinch it and roll it, just like that. Dry this up really quick. But then we are going to put some heat on here as well to dry it. Now, if you were doing this in advance, you wouldn't have to do the heat. You could just set this aside and forget about it and it'll dry. But we're not doing that. Let me grab my scissors so I can hold this down. Okay, so there is my seam binding. So I think we are ready to assemble our card. So let's get all our pieces. I'm going to grab the crumb cake and the smaller of my berry vanilla. I'm going to grab my snail here. Put some snail on here. Then we're just centering it like so. Okay. Going to grab my card base and then our first layer here. Put some snail on that. Remember to be generous with your snail because it's a little bit warped, because that's how I like my paper. We're going to mount that on the front. Now I don't know if you can hear someone's mowing their lawn. I usually film my videos in the middle of the night when the whole world is sleeping, but at least the world on the Eastern time zone. But today is a little different, so you might hear that. Okay, so there's what that looks like. Next we need to mount this on the front, and we want to make sure that we have our ribbon tucked behind the smaller of the two layers before we adhere them together. So I'm just measuring, making sure we have enough ribbon on each of the sides. It's gonna tie over to the left, so that looks about good. So I am just going to flip this over right there, and then grab some just regular old Scotch tape and put some tape right there, just like that. And then now we can do our snail. So I'm going to go like this, and then put that down. Okay. And then we want that centered. Like so. Okay. Okay, that looks good to me. So next thing we're going to do is go ahead and we're going to tie this like so over to the side a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and grab my Venetian crochet trim, and I'm going to fold that in half like so. And then I'm just going to lay that across like so here, and then we're going to go ahead and tie our knot. Okay, so our knot is tied. Our Venetian trim is there. I'm going to turn this upside down because that's just how I roll when I'm tying my bows. I'm going to go ahead and make a bow just like so. Okay. And my bows are not perfect. They never will be. I have come to grips with that, but I'm good with it. Okay, so that's what we have so far. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I am going to tuck some glossy accents. Oh, this thing clogs if you look at it funny. My little pin here. Okay, so I'm just getting that because I want this kind of to sit where I put it, and I'm pulling it up just a tad and pushing down. And the glossy accents will dry nice and good and keep that right where it is. Okay? Alright, so the next thing that we want to do is grab our lovely flower here. The glue has had time to dry. Oh, okay, that one stuck a little bit, but that's okay. That is good. Okay. So I'm just playing with that, manipulating it. I'm pulling up the petals and then I'm pinching back the ends. Just trying to get it some dimension. Just like that. Okay. The next thing we're going to do is place that right there, and I'm also going to use some glossy accents for that. Okay, so we're going to put that right about there. Oh, wait. Glossy accent don't attach yet because I totally forgot my linen thread. So here's my linen thread, about 18 inches, wrapping it around my fingers, and then I am going to set it right on top of the glue. Alrighty. And again, this never looks good until you cover it up. So let's put some more glue on the back of our flower, and now we can set her down just like that. Okay. Okay. Let's press down. Once that glue dries, it's dry and your flower's not going anywhere. Trust me. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and play with this a little bit just so it looks like I want it to. Okay. That looks good to me. I'm going to go ahead and trim my ribbon like so. Okay, this one here, just like that. So the next thing that we're going to do is grab my sentiment, and again, this is from April's Paper Pumpkin. I'm using this Happy Birthday here, and again, It's because I wait till the last minute to do my sentiment, and it's what fit here. So, okay. Nope. What did I grab? Oh, Sahara Sand. I don't want Sahara Sand. I want Crumb Cake. Because you have to have cake for the birthday. Okay, so let me ink her up. Make sure. There we go. Now I'm going to stamp my happy birthday right about so. Okay. Like that. Yay. And then for these lovely little things here, I just use, if you have a 1-hole punch, I have my Crocodile, and I'm using the, what size is this? 1/8 hole punch here, and that is where my little scrap piece of the pool party come in. So I'm just gonna punch like 3 of these. Okay. They all come out. So now I have my fine tip glue pen. I'm going to put some glue down right about there. Then I'm going to find my tweezers. Okay. I'm going to grab one of these. I'm dipping it in the glue a little bit. Then I'm going to put it down right about there. Okay. I'll do that for the 3 of them. Okay, and there you have it. And I noticed that I used the bigger hole punch than I did for the first card that I made, but that's perfectly fine. It still looks great. Now, last thing I'm going to do here is grab one of these little pearls and set it on top of my lovely flower. And there you have it. Super duper easy, super duper quick, and super duper elegant. If you want to make these elegant birthday cards at home, make sure you jot down the supply list that's down below, and then head on over to my website at withhisgifts.com. Place your order today so you can make these lovely cards at home. And if you don't already have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, I would love the opportunity to earn your business. Check me out at withhisgifts.com and hit me up with any questions that you have. And then also, if you've been thinking about being a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, I would love to have you join our Creatively His team. And June is a perfect time for joining, because in June, you not only get $125 worth of product for $99 in your starter kit, you also get 2 free stamp sets. Now, who doesn't want free stamp sets, right? So if you're thinking about joining, June is the month to do it. So check me out at withhisgifts.com and hit me up with any questions that you have. Thank you so much for stopping by. If you enjoyed this video tutorial, please leave me a comment down below and like this video. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Until next time, thank you and have a great day.